It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. I'm Milton Glueck along with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson on a beautiful day here at Milberger's, and there's lots of folks running around the pumpkin patch and the maze. Milberger's has the most sincere pumpkin patch in the city. It's true. We haven't seen the great pumpkin yet, but you know we will. Because on Halloween, the great pumpkin.
What is that great big pumpkin over there?
Is that the great pumpkin?
It's a pretty big one.
Is it going to rise out of the pumpkin patch on Halloween and give gifts to all the girls and boys?
Oh, I don't know. It didn't look like it was alive.
It's a Peanuts reference. Oh. Sorry, it's Snoopy and okay. People who, what's that? So anywho, but yeah. So come on out to Milberger's right now and enjoy yourself with the kids. There's so many folks here. This is great to see people out doing fall gardening with the cooler weather. Let's see what the temperature is. I'm curious.
Well, also,
yes,
Mary.
Oh,
did it again. She found monarch caterpillars on the tuberosa, on the milkweed, which is that is unusual on that milkweed.
Oh, that again on that one?
Yeah.
Oh, did you need me to take another picture?
Gosh, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Because a lot of literature.
I think Mary is officially the monarch whisperer.
Yeah, she is.
She talks to them, and
I spent 10 minutes out there looking at the milkweed plants. And
you didn't see it?
One, so she walked up and right there.
Hey, and there was a couple that came up. They had a question, a complex question. I wanted to get them on the air, but I think they wandered back there by the maze and stuff, and I don't think they've come back.
Mark did a good
job.
I
don't think they've come back. Sorry. Oh, nice. Yes, Mark did. Do you want to set it up for him?
Yeah, I looked at it and I couldn't idea it.
It was a plant. It was something.
Yeah,
it was growing into something.
I wanted it to be Brazil, but of course it had no thorns or anything, and I just didn't think of that. But Mark spotted it right away. It was Texas persimmon, which is an outstanding. And I think that it was a male because they haven't had experience.
When I mentioned the fruit, he was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
He didn't show any interest, so.
And it, now I've got one that I'm sure started in full sun, but years ago it's got kind of into the shade, but it still produces a wonderful crop.
The butterfly, the monarch whisperer is coming up on the porch now.
Yeah. I keep trying to catch her putting those caterpillars on the tuberosa.
I don't think she is.
I just can't believe that they're actually laying eggs on the tuberosa.
Sorry, you were saying, Marvel.
I was saying for folks that have been in like Hardburger.
Oh, Phil Hardburger Park.
Yeah. In other places, they think that the persimmon are an understory plant. They're actually one of the first pioneer species in the area, and so
I don't know what a pioneer species.
That means if you had a clean piece of land, it's all cleared. So, what are some of the species that would come on? So as far as tree species are concerned, persimmons would be one of them. So they will. Over time, will get overtopped by other trees.
And they've got a nice shape.
Oh, I know, they're beautiful.
Yeah, and the other thing is that of course the birds love the fruit. Mm-hmm. It's one of those. We've got a relatively long list of native plants and even non-natives that have fruit that the birds like, and kind of in the late spring or early summer. Mark, is it? And
it's August, September.
Okay, so that's late summer then.
Yeah.
But the it's almost the tree is live with action. The cardinals and mockingbirds, and of course the sparrows. All the species really love those berries, and if the berries are too big for them to consume at once, they just take them piece by piece, and so it's a long process.
And not only birds, a lot of mammals like that, like the fruit. I remember being called over to Guadalupe State Park, and they're wondering about all this scat, shall we say, pleasant terms. And I looked over and looked over to the right and to the left, and I went, this is a raccoon or a possum scat. And I'd have to look closer. And they go, oh, really? Where does it come from? Well, there's 2 female trees laden with fruit. And if you eat too much of the fruit, things occur in the digestive system.
Oh, you become regular. Huh?
No, you become really regular.
Yeah, more than regular. Super regular.
Super regular. And it was heading down to the river. And I went, hopefully he got there and maybe received some treatment or treatment for the ailment.
Now, do we have... I know some of the native plant retailers will have Texas persimmon. Have we had it here? I can't remember if we've had it.
Yeah, we've had it like 1 or 2. It is a specialty item, and you'll have to ask around for those nurseries that specialize in native plants. And like many of the plants that people want to say, can I move it? Many of those things is get one that's been grown in a container, please. Your success rate is low in moving a native plant, and it's really hard
It's
because
in
they
the same,
put really deep roots down.
It's in the same leak as Texas Mountain Laurel.
Yeah.
Well, even harder because they really haven't learned a technique like they have with Texas Mountain Laurel in terms of using the seeds and everything. But a very attractive. Mine seems to be evergreen. Yeah.
So if you can prune it over time, it doesn't need much pruning, but you can shape it a little bit. You can really make it into a large bonsai, if you will. So a very nice shapely bark and trunk, and then coming out with a very round crown, and it looks very, very attractive.
Now he surprised me by describing the bark as whitish.
Yeah,
I do. My guess it might be the whitish, but I don't ever remember mine being whitish.
Well, it could have some lichen on it, because as you like them, Beth.
Yes, Beth?
Yeah.
Are you listening, Beth?
That could make it a little bit more white. And I wouldn't doubt that. He said he cleared all the cedar around it. Then I went, well, maybe it was really shady and it developed some lichen on it.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, what is that? It's a pretty butterfly.
I think it's a black swallowtail.
It's mostly black and stuff, but it loves that blue plumbago. Who could blame it? It's gorgeous. 210-308-8867 is our number. 210-308-8867. And besides all the fun happening here at Millburgers, lots of things going on. And we want to encourage you to come on out and get some fall color. Lots of good savings on the fall color. So what is the snaps are in?
It looks like we had additional supplies of snapdragons.
Of snapdragons, and different colors too.
Reds and pinks out there.
And how tall are those?
Both Sentinel and then the smaller one too. The 6-inch one.
Yeah. What's the one like the pink and the yellow that we can see from?
I don't know.
That's
18 inches tall.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! So it'll get 18 inches.
To 20.
Okay. So if I want to put some down. And I want to put it where where I had the zinnias and the vinca. But I like the mixer. I'll get your advice. Should I mix colors, like do a red and a white, or should I just get one color? What do you think?
Well, I like the one color. They're so disciplined, these sentinels. I like I would do one or more row of each color. Now the yellow is spectacular. And so is
the yellow is pretty.
So is the pink and the red.
I was looking a second time. Is that pink or is that kind of a coral color?
I think you're right. I think it's kind of a coral.
I think it's a little coral. So I had to take a second look.
Now there is some of the the white rockets are left there. Now they'll get to be 36 inches tall.
Oh, okay.
But they're not any larger than the sentinels right now. But that's another wonderful snap.
Okay.
There are some stocks there, small, but not very many.
Oh, okay.
Peterson's the big shipment. I think he mentioned that's coming in next week with the more colors, the purples and everything that are spectacular. These, of course, have the fragrance of stock. And then another one that I was watching for is the
sweet pea,
calendula.
Oh,
calendula. And the sweet peas are coming up from seed. If folks,
oh, good.
Yeah, planted them. Yeah, you soak them overnight and then plant them, and hopefully it'll stay mild temperatures, not too hot, not too cold. But if it gets too hot or too cold and they decline, then you just reseed them.
Ooh, I have a dumb question.
Yeah?
Okay. So, well, this one is sort of embarrassing because I probably should know. So, I was just on a whim.
The University of Texas, that's San Antonio.
Hey. Just watch it, you. We'll get some Longhorns come over here.
Oh, it's actually Austin you went to, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I took Poinciana, the brown pods, and I got the seeds out, and I soaked them, and then I put them in a paper towel and put them in a thing, and then I forgot about them. Oops.
What's new?
Yeah, I know. And so then I went and checked on them, and
back up a little bit. You put them in a thing.
Oh, a paper towel, and put them in a Ziploc baggie.
Oh, okay. All right.
And put them in a warm place, a warm, dark place. Well, so they sprouted. Yay! Yeah. So do I keep the green part above the soil? Do I put everything below the soil and the kind of the green root that came off, or the green whatever that came off? Or do I just, I don't know. I can't figure out what to do. I can't figure out which way's up.
I would put the base just below the surface.
Okay, what is the base? Is that where the seed is?
That's where the division between the root and that green. Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't there an obvious top and bottom?
There's just the seed, and then there's this thing that's sprouting from it.
How many of the seed do you have that
did well?
Yeah.
I had like just 4. I think I planted like 5 or 6, and 4 of them did something.
I think they'll just put
think they'll find their way?
One of the tips. Yeah, just leave one of the tips out.
Okay.
I'm not going to even do that. Just put them in a container.
Yeah.
Just put them on the top.
Put all the soil.
And sprinkle.
Oh.
Sprinkle some soil on top.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Or even squish it with your
squish it with your hand. But, it says, hey, already growing and everything.
That is actually the hardest part. Because once they start to, at least in my experience, once they start to germinate, they're going to grow.
Yeah, I'm excited. Because
I just don't want to break off that little root.
Okay.
Or proto.
No, I like the sprinkle. Yeah. Sprinkle will work. Well, cool. All righty. That wasn't that dumb a question, I guess, from y'all's answer.
No, that was good.
There we go. 210-308-8867 is our number. 210-308-8867. Let's help Gail out. at 210-308-8867. Gail, welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. What you say, Gail?
What do I say?
Yeah, that's just how you doing. What you say?
I'm okay.
Good.
Well, I've got a project that I need some suggestions. My red tips all the way across the back fence have died. I think they caught the virus.
Yeah.
And I need to replace them with something other than red tips that will take our winters, and I'm thinking I'd prefer something that's evergreen. And I want something that I think I can plant this time of year.
And I take it's full sun.
Hello?
Yeah, it's full sun.
Is it full sun?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you've got, Mark doesn't like nandinas, but you got nandinas, you got the hollies.
The hollies.
Well, I don't want any more nandinas. They're problems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Go with hollies.
Now the viburnums.
And or viburnum.
The viburnums are evergreen. They got very attractive foliage. They got some of the varieties, they bloom pretty. For a short time, they're very attractive in the spring. And then you have some fruit that the birds eat.
Well, I know that a few years back, somebody lost all their viburnums when the freeze came.
Yep. Well,
wrong viburnum.
Add to the list. The only thing
different viburnum.
Yeah, the only thing they didn't lose were the hollies, pretty much, I think.
Right.
All right. Now, I had Burford hollies over on one side of the house, but I'm not sure that's what I want back there.
All right.
I know.
I was going to say, here's a couple. Nellie R. Stevens and a Pride of Houston Yopon.
Pride of Houston Yopon.
Yeah.
Well.
That Yopon is probably the one that does the best in the sun.
Well, I've got some Yopons in several places that have been here probably for 40 years. They were supposed to be dwarf, but they're anything but right now.
Well, what does that mean? Are they 8 feet tall or 40 feet tall?
Well, we keep trimming them down, and I've got some that are probably 5 feet round.
Well, that's dwarf. Because there's a lot of examples of nearly 30 feet around.
That are dwarf?
That's standard.
No, that's not a dwarf. That's a standard.
Yeah. Now the dwarf sometimes will get 6 feet at the top.
6 feet wide and 6 feet tall.
Well,
generally it's more like 4 and 5 feet tall, or 5 feet wide, 4 feet tall.
Yes.
That's generally what it is.
I have a yard guy that says he can cut those back in the spring, way back, and they'll come out again, and I can have them smaller. Is that true?
Well,
the standard, yeah. But
the standard?
Yeah, but the I'm looking at Calvin's face, and it's like, why?
Well,
why
the dwarf, the thing about it gets to about 4 feet, and then it's very slow to get any bigger than that.
I don't know.
And it's a disciplined plant. It doesn't grow very fast, so you've got a lot. You can make decisions, and it'll tolerate. If you want to prune it, you'll tolerate it. I wouldn't do that severe pruning every year, but you can every 2 or 3 years. You can.
And it will fill in the holes.
If it's a true dwarf, yes. If it's a standard, not so much.
Yeah.
My rule of thumb: if it looks like a gumdrop, it's a dwarf. If it doesn't look like a gumdrop, it's not a dwarf.
The non-dwarf, the standard is pretty is a bit airy.
Yeah.
Well, these are pretty compact, and they've been pruned to a round shape every year.
Yeah. Oh. They're a pretty dependable plant. They're tough too, drought tolerant.
So if if I have him trim them way back, they won't end up just looking like a ratty stick.
Again, it depends on whether it's a dwarf or a standard Yopon. I can't see. Well, I guess you could do it with a standard Yopon, but you would have to do it repeatedly, year after year after year.
I'll go with your dwarf.
Yeah.
That's pretty dependable, and just generally, a lot of people never prune them.
Yeah. One other suggestion is xylosma.
Oh yeah, y'all talk about that a lot.
Xylosma. Now, that starts with an X, right?
Yes,
That
ma'am.
is correct.
And
Yeah, I think somebody in Millburgers told me about that one, but I don't remember what it looked like.
No, it's going to be a taller one. It's going to be like 18 feet.
yeah, and it's fast growing, and that's another one that took it on the chin during the freeze, though too.
But it,
Well, then I don't want that.
well,
but it came.
good luck.
It came back. So
Okay.
that's the one thing is I said they weren't. That's another Sago.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
I said it wasn't going to come back, and they all came back. Albeit
Okay,
they had a lot of dead stuff in it.
So it would be Xylosma or Nellie R. Stevens would be the best bets for
or
my back fence.
Pride of Houston, Barbados. I'd be Pride of Houston, Yopon, which is a little bit more compact, and it's a female selection, so it will have berries on it.
What color?
Red.
Red berries.
Yeah.
Well, and the birds love them.
Yeah.
So they don't stay
Well,
long.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, we're having trouble with birds because we've got too many hawks.
You've got what?
Too many.
Too many
hawks.
hawks.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
no such thing as too many hawks.
Yeah, well, I was going to say.
Well, they're eating everybody.
Well, now I'll tell you what. I'll trade you some of your hawks for some of my feral cats.
Well, I've got those too.
Yeah,
Well,
but
thank you, Gail. We need to run to a break, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You
Good
bet.
luck.
You bet. Good question. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back in a moment. Meantime, give us a call at 210-308-8867. More of Millburgers Gardening South Texas coming up with Mark Peterson, Dr. Calvin Finch. Your questions right after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 210-308-8867. The second question that Calvin got was kind of what you were saying, I think, Mark, and that was that someone came in and was talking about their tomatoes look great, the plants look terrific, they were big and bushy, and the blooms kept falling off. You remember that one?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and that was a relatively easy one to answer because we're right at that transition between the too hot and cooling, and once it gets down to about 72 or so at night, and then the 68 are especially good, and then you'll start seeing the foliage thicken up, and and it'll start setting fruit instead of just dropping the blooms, and that has happened a lot so far.
Is this a bad time to say that my tomatoes are doing really well?
No, that's good time.
No, it's good.
Okay.
It's just amazes me how much difference a week can make.
Yeah, it really actually is amazing. More the 968s are popping up, and
The Ruby Crush.
the Ruby Crush is coming on. Yeah, they're not greening up yet, but they're they're not reddening.
Yeah.
Reddening?
Yeah.
They're not.
No, I don't expect them to do for a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
A couple of weeks yet.
But yeah, they are doing the other. They are growing and coming on, and then looks like I have a maybe it's the Ruby Crush, where it's about ping pong ball size, and it kind of has like was it James was describing? Kind of got the little pointy end.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that's your 968, because at least my Ruby Crushes have that definite grape shape.
Oh, okay. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's one of the bigger ones. I thought it was one of the bigger ones.
That could
So
be
maybe
good.
it's just green and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Celebrities are doing fine. Tycoons doing fine.
I am worried it's...
and the Heat Master?
The Heat Master.
That's what he
Amelia,
had. He had the Heat Master.
Thunderbird. Do you have any Thunderbird?
I do.
Okay.
And what was the one that one of the gardeners mentioned that he got from us that another not the Heat Master but another one. Was it a Heat Master?
Yeah. It was. We had a flat of those. Mostly we had Celebrity, Heat, Thunderbird, Ram. We didn't have any Rambler. We had some Amelia.
There's still a few.
Yeah, and we still have a few. And on that, we also have some peppers that have fruit on them. So if you want to amaze your friend saying, look how big my peppers are. Or how fast. So you get a couple of those from here and grow them out a little bit longer, and you'll have peppers ready to go.
So let's see. Out in front of us, the perennials, we've got the lavender lantana, which we had just got a fresh shipment in with lots of both the white and the lavender, and then lots of the. Let's see, Mark, how many varieties of the lantanas?
Of the lantanas, we got reds, we got whites, we got especially we got the new gold. That's what Calvin's talking about. We got gold.
That's
lantana.
pretty.
At least 6 different selections of the lantanas.
Some of the red ones, and Patrick came by, and I told him Dallas red, and then later on I wrote him a little note, said those really red ones are called salsa. So that is
it's
you
got
want
a
to
little orange influence in it. Now, Milton brought up the fact that these plumbagos, that blue is just spectacular.
Yeah, this looks like to be some of the newer ones. Some of the newer plumbagos have a little bit more blue in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of salvia greggii, different colors. Blue. And then there's some of our tropical milkweed. Lots of tropical milkweed.
Oh yeah, I saw some leaving, going home.
Yeah, and those that aren't leaving are serving as a nectar source for monarchs and queens and everything. All the butterflies like the tropical milkweed for a nectar source.
All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867, the number to call to be a part of the show. Let's see, what else is going on in the gardening world? We talked a little about the peppers and stuff. Anything?
Did you bring up the sale items, the snaps?
I can.
Dianthus?
Sure. Let's see, what the sale items, what's on sale this week. Oh, let's talk about, too, while it's loading up, we've got the pumpkin patch that's here, the maize, all kinds of fun that goes on through the day. So dianthus are on sale. We have got the petunias on sale. We've got the snapdragons on sale, and we've got fall and Halloween decor is 20% off, starting at $2.99. Mexican heather, I don't see it in front of us today, but yeah, it's here and it's on sale for $6.88. The number one pot. In fact, speaking of pots, all pots are on sale, 10% off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
It is a good deal.
Oh, there they are.
Where?
The coffee.
Okay, I'm interested.
Oh yeah, no, right along the wall, the first table.
And then
below the first table.
Behind it.
I see it. Okay, yeah.
It's our Dorfruelia, which are the nice blue flowered ground cover that does great in shade or sun.
Yes, sir. Oh.
No, I remember when we had a lot of the Dorfruelia, and we had all 3 colors, and we were kind of amazed on what went first. But I was trying to remember.
The pink went first.
Yeah, the pink went first.
Which
and then
I've never seen that before.
And then was it the white, and then the blue was last?
Yeah. The white was pretty spectacular. The
So anyway, Calvin and I were like watching from weekend to weekend, going, "Hey, look, all the pink's gone, and then all the white, and then the lonely blue, which is the predominant color."
I think, Mark, there's some mist flower around here someplace too.
I would love to see that. Is it mentioned in any?
Is that one there? But I
don't know. We'll have to go look.
We can't hear you, Kevin.
Yes.
How about over there by the Pavonia? Is that
I'm going to go look during a break because that's usually where they are.
Yeah.
In that row, and Greg's Miss Flower is probably the best overall nectar plant. If you have that, lots of butterflies will visit your garden.
And bees.
And bees.
And even the hummingbirds like it.
And there's a hummingbird right there on the...
Spoke of that. He was waiting.
He was waiting for you at his cue.
Yeah.
All right, 210-308-8867. Citrus trees, by the way, are 10% off here at Milberger's. Lantana, we mentioned that. It's on sale. It's $8.88 in number one pot. Lots of great things on sale. Winterizer lawn fertilizer.
Now that is we talked about the nitrogen being in that mix less expensive than the slow release lawn fertilizer, the 1959, and that's certainly consistent with what we see here. $29.95 for a 40-pound bag. Covers about 7,200 square feet, and almost exactly the same amount of nitrogen. Now, of course, it's fast release nitrogen, so you got to have a lawn that's in pretty good shape to take advantage of it. Or if you're planting the vegetables, onions, and the greens.
Yeah.
Broccoli, cabbage, all
heavy
those
feeders, and we'd like to get some nitrogen to them.
Yeah, they will be able to utilize that fast. But when we talk about the lawn in the fall, if your lawn is in pretty good shape, you've been able to get some water to it, or maybe you've been in an area where you've gotten some rain. Then if it's green and if it's fairly compact. Then it can utilize that fast-release winterizer. And what it does is in a different state now chemically, the lawn. The lawn is growing, the top's growing a little bit, but most of the chemistry is concentrated in storing the nitrogen in the roots for next spring. And so that's why the winterizer is recommended for lawns in the fall. And that's why it's good bargain. And so if you've got a vegetable garden or even a flower garden, all the snapdragons we talked about, and they can utilize that nitrogen source too.
All right. 210-308-8867. Let's take a quick break. While we do, give us a call, 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up right after this, live from the very spooky Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 and Boulevardy Road on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Calvin's answering a question off the air. You went running about. Did you see anything that you want to share?
No, maybe a lead in, a segue to talking about Calvin's article. I went down to the seed racks because I wrote myself a note last week when Calvin announced that this weekend's article in the newspaper would be on wildflowers. Mm-hmm. So I wrote myself a note to go look at our seed racks. We have lots of seed for wildflowers, a lot of mixes.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of zinnia blends. We have some stock, sunflower blends, so all different kinds of sunflowers.
Oh, that's cool. It's not too late for
poppy,
sunflowers?
Yeah, butterfly and some bee mixes. The thing about them, a lot of them were further east. Mixes of flowers that were a little further east, or maybe California. So, which is the segue to talk about Calvin's article. It's talking about wildflowers and different ones. But some of these places like Wild Seed Farms and Native American Nurseries in Junction and DK, Douglas King seed here in town, they have mixes that are specific for the Central Texas area.
Yeah. There's a Texas-Oklahoma mix, and there's pollinator mix, and there's butterfly mix. In fact, the article I kind of hit on you and I a couple years ago, Milton, got access, I guess, to the pollinator mix, and where we had the coreopsis and the bee balm and the firewheel. And they really, they're pretty invincible, and they are dependable.
The bee balm came back year and year and year. And
yeah, the bee balm is really a favorite of the hummingbirds.
You mean Monarda?
What?
You mean Monarda?
Yes. Do I mean Monarda? Yes, of course I do.
But the other one that they've got a lot of seed here at Milberger's is they've got actually bluebonnet, relatively small packets.
That's where I was. The last thing I was going to mention, they got a whole side of the seed rack is bluebonnets. Now I went and read the backside of it, and they seem to be not scarified, the unscarified in the seed, and we've learned that scarification, either physical or maybe some a little bit of very strong vinegar, up to hydrochloric acid, which I wouldn't put on anybody, but you need to do that to get good germination of the seeds. They advise on the seed packet soaking them overnight and then physically scarifying, which I thought was a little too much work.
Now, how do you physically scarify them?
Yeah,
you take a file, a sandpaper file, and file each one.
And how do you know when you're done?
Well, you just give it.
You got about 75 descriptions of how to do
really?
it. But the thing of the milkweed, too. All of those seed suppliers that Mark mentioned have descriptions on how to prepare the milkweed, and you can do it you can do the seed the same way.
Okay.
The neat thing about the mix is, if you can get a big packet of a mix from native seed, Native American seed, or wild seed, is that you get a lot of choices in.
Right.
Some of whatever the weather is, some of them will be successful.
That's what I like there. I can recommend our seed packets, but for the Native American wildflower, if it's a cold winter and a rainy spring, you're going to get some.
Okay.
If it's a dry winter or dry spring, you're still going to get some.
Okay, cool.
And the bluebonnets will be sitting there waiting
to come up,
waiting for the right amount of moisture.
Got a question from the crowd? Will you come on the air with us?
Yes.
Sure. Grab the microphone. You'll be on the air. You're on the air now. Tell us what's going on.
I'm thinking about planting a olive tree next to a pool. I'm just wondering if that's a good idea, or the plant's roots will go into the pool itself, or they go straight down. And I'm looking for something that probably does not produce berries, so the squirrels will not collect it and carry it all over the pool.
I got my answer, but go ahead, Calvin.
No, you hold the mic. You're okay.
Now, why did you pick olive?
I'm trying to do the Mediterranean-themed backyard, and I thought that might be a good idea.
Okay.
I would go for it because it's so slow growing that it might be kind of nice. And will it ever produce fruit? Not in South Texas.
Yeah, I don't want it to.
Yeah, no, it's a good choice then. Mediterranean olive. I forget his first name, but Europa.
I don't find them real decorative, though.
Yeah.
But
I just wanted it for the Mediterranean theme type.
So
I was curious about the roots is the main problem.
I want to address your question on the roots. So common misconception is the roots grow down. No. Most roots are within the top 6 to 15 inches. So they would hit the wall of the pool and do 90 degrees either direction. So boom, boom, they'll go. Once they go like that, they go like that. So I wouldn't worry about them. It's an olive. The roots are not going to get really big, and so they would never press against the side of the pool. So I think it's a good choice.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Sure, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867, the number to call. Yes, sir.
See, that was always the problem with a lot of people wanted to grow olives. And we wanted to start an olive industry here in Texas. And I had done core sampling on some of the olives at the old agricultural station about the 50s. So they had some olives there. So we looked at the cores, and you could tell about every 30 years or so there was a big freeze in Texas, and either stunted them or even completely killed them. So I always was I was a little suspect on people who wanted to grow olives here in South Texas. I went, well, yeah, you go ahead, but they're not gonna get old enough to produce any fruit because in about 30 years they're gonna all die.
Last 3 years have been pretty sobering.
Isn't there an olive orchard somewhere near San Antonio? Maybe not in.
No longer.
Oh, okay.
It used to be in Sandy Oaks.
Oh, okay.
About half the trees died.
Oh, in the freeze?
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
It is.
All right.
They're very drought tolerant, but
yes.
No, are they? Okay.
Yeah, but if they freeze, they're dead.
So yes, just like the gentleman mentioned, very conducive to a Mediterranean style landscape, particularly around a pool.
I was trying to think of what you would put
therein. So you'd grow Mediterranean style. You have rosemary, other herbs. So maybe some lavender on a well-drained site.
I like that lavender. Yeah. And then the lavender you could, I guess container would be okay.
Yeah, because it has to be well-drained. That's one thing we learned.
Even mist flower or porterweed might fit into something like that.
That's again. So you're thinking of something that has kind of a Mediterranean feel. So you can use a lot of our native perennials in that regards.
210-308-8867. James is on the line with a cilantro question. It sounds like, sir.
Well, we're pretty hot and dry out here. It hadn't rained like forever, so it's dry.
Okay, well, what's your cilantro doing?
Not very well.
No.
The question I had was, is it too early in the fall season to plant my cilantro beds?
Are you talking by seed or by transplant?
No, I get cilantro beds started so I can cut it for the restaurant in town.
So I was when I was looking at these wildflower seeds, I saw some cilantro seed, and I went, maybe I would plant it right now, with the idea that it's going to get cooler.
Well, and I was trying to remember when we would, I guess parsley would be about the same time.
Yes, it would be.
So
parsley, dill, cilantro,
It might be worth the gamble if we're thinking we're gonna get some cool weather.
Yeah, when I get started with cilantro, I like to plant a certain amount every 2 weeks. So
okay, that's
a good idea. Very good idea.
Oh, okay. Well, then you guys are. You don't think it's
I would start. Then
okay.
If you got that, got enough room for every 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay. I buy that seed by the quarter pound from Willite. I got plenty of seed. Okay, well, thanks for your advice.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
All right,
is cilantro easy to grow?
I hope you get some rain.
Cilantro is easy to go under the correct weather conditions, but we're in the anticipation of cooler weather.
Well, and then if you're trying to meet the needs of an industry, you got to gamble a little bit. That's why every 2 weeks is a good idea. That's kind of the same thing we do with the sweet peas.
Oh, okay. What were you going to say, James? Sorry.
I just wanted to say thanks for taking my call and answering my question.
You bet, man. Hope you get some rain. Hope we all get some rain. All right.
Okay. All right.
210-308-8867. Do we get cilantro transplants? I'm trying to think.
Yes, we do. We have them out there right now.
Oh, do we? Okay. Did I miss that? Cool. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't mention it.
Okay.
But I thought he'd right now.
Okay. Yeah, cilantro is great.
Yes, I know some people, I guess it's about 10% of the population that can't handle cilantro, and I'm always, I feel sorry for them. It's wonderful. I'll eat it raw. I'll eat it in
street
pico de
tacos
gato, and street tacos. So I just love it.
All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. With all the activities that are going on for the kids and the kids at heart, there's a pumpkin patch over there. There's all kinds of the maze. The terror train was going to be running again tomorrow. Just come on by and bring the kiddos for lots of great picture opportunities. Whether it's taking pictures of the kids in the maze or whether it's just taking pictures of the monarchs in the certified butterfly garden. You'll find something to do and something to take a picture of here at Milton.
Well, and then there's so many colorful flowers, too, and a lot of neat pictures with the kids in front of like the dianthus or the snap-drum bagels.
Right. Sorry.
That's okay. No.
I was like looking at all the flowers what Calvin was mentioning. Yeah, I was thinking about the new gold lantana and the plumago.
Yep.
Yeah, and the purple lantana is one of my favorites too, for a couple reasons. But low and again, I dragged poor Mark through Monte Vista looking for a plant. But if you go in the winter, you'll see the tall houses that are built up and the purple lantana trailing down. I guess, is it called a barrier? What is it called when they do it when the yard is up and there's a cement thing?
No, it's a terrace. It's a terrace wall.
Okay, yeah.
It's coming down. So its common English name is purple trailing lantana.
And there it is right here.
Yeah, there it is.
And we have it right here.
And it's on sale. All right, we're going to take a quick break. While we do, you give us a call. Let's find out what's happening in your gardening world at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 Boulevardy Road on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Boulevardy Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Our phone number 210-308-8867. We want to talk to you about gardening and find out what's happening in your gardening world. So let's hear from you and find out if we can help you with a situation. The thing that you talked about, I was looking for things to talk about. Is that called succession planting? The thing where he was planting it every 2 weeks? Is there a term called succession planting that you're familiar with?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Is that the same thing as he was? Okay. That's what I thought. I was going to ask about it. What else does well with that? I've heard you talk about it before. So besides sweet peas, yeah, you talked about that.
Our most common.
And is
one.
2 weeks kind of the rule?
No, well,
he does it every 2 weeks. Is that right?
The gardeners and I used to do it. I still do it once a month on the sweet peas. But
okay.
We're talking about a flower, decorative flower, cut flower actually, and we're James was talking about a commercial production, trying meeting the needs of restaurants, and so every 2 weeks is a more reasonable.
All right, cool. And then I'm trying to think what else you've suggested people do. Some of the veggies and stuff, I think.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Well, I think some of the
they're doing well. The green vegetables, the ones we have, the broccoli, the cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale.
So all the
and you do those the succession planting for those too.
Well, you can. There's the latest target is always seems to be February 1st. You plant now, all these transplants, and then you can plant at least the broccoli on February 1st, and some of the other greens, mustard, and things, and then you harvest a later crop. But of course, this most of those are over a long period. Spinach,
right? So on the broccoli, you get a big head, and then you get many smaller heads. Cauliflower, not as much, but yeah, you still get that. So the succession planting does not necessarily apply.
And quite often the gardeners that get used to producing a garden every year, they get into they plant a succession of the plants that are their favorites. Kale may not be their favorite, but some of the other, the broccoli usually is. And always Swiss chard. Now, Swiss chard, Swiss chard and spinach, you just keep harvesting. If you have enough plants, you just harvest 1/3 of the foliage every couple of weeks and just keep going through until May when it gets too warm.
210-308-8867, the number. What did we decide to call Beth's report?
Oh, as you like them.
As you like it?
Yeah, as you like it.
And I think we may get that report right now. Beth is on the line. Beth, is this a Lichen report? Can we call this the first edition of As You Lichen?
Yes, and Mark, I heard you make that little reference to that little poem saying, a fungi and an alga took a liking to each other and joined forces. The fungi provided the health, while the algae provided the food, creating a lichen.
They
joined forces. A fungi and an alga joined forces, create the lichen. Because
that's a good way of explaining it to people.
Well, a lichen is a non-stem. It doesn't have a stem. Lichens are plants, and they grow and they reproduce themselves. But they are not a parasite. They do not kill the trees or other plants. And always was my thought, because so many people think the lichen kill the trees. I think those dead limbs have been dead, and they gather enough moisture so they're a nice little place to lodge. And so when not only the ball moth seeds, but some of the spores from the lichens in the air, drop of moisture will make them attach themselves to this so-called dead limb.
Well, they don't have to be dead limbs either.
That's right.
Lichen will grow on live limbs.
Yes, I know. I was thinking I see them on crepe myrtles. I see them on cedar elms. But anyway, so many people, the first thing they say, I've got this terrible plant or this terrible moth that's killing my trees. But, you know, I just always wanted to, well, it's something I thought about because that would be the natural thing. You know, and generally if you're walking around and you see dead limbs on the ground, you will see maybe all three forms, maybe just one of the forms of lichens. And the lichens that we mostly see around here, they're in three different forms. The first form, and the most obvious, is called foliose because it looks like leaves lying kind of flat on a limb, but they're not attached all over in just a few points. So that's the foliose. And then the other ones that look like little trees, or like deer antlers or something like that, are called fruticose, if you think of it. And they also are ones you're most likely to see the little structure that that forms the little spores on the fruticose. You'll see little cup-like structures, and sometimes they're yellow or sometimes they're red, and that's where these spores are formed. So that's the fruticose, like little trees. And then the third one that is most common is the one that's called crustose. I always wanted to say scabose, but crustose sounds prettier. And it's generally they're kind of circular. They're flat onto limbs or rocks or soil, just firmly attached all over. And generally they're circular. Anyway, all the lichens, they grow very slowly, especially this crustose one. So anyway, that's the three main ones. And ball moss is not a lichen, and ball moss also is not a parasite. It's an epiphyte, but mistletoe is a parasite. So that's three different structures that people wonder about from time to time. But,
I'm making little hand puppets over here.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Milton's like, what
I'm trying to figure out if we should call the hospital now.
And so using my hands, I'm making little images of all three of those.
Well,
and he was looking at me, going, "What?"
Just go out somewhere and look around, and you find these dead limbs that have snapped off, and you can find these. And like I said, the foliose is the most obvious. They're gray colored. And it's attached to the limb or whatever in 2 or 3 places. The crustose, it is completely attached to the stem. And that's crustose, that's to understand. Fruit is like little leaves. And then the other one, the little fruticose one, like little trees, and you think it does also produce some of the little structures that make the seeds. And anyway, when you think about a lichen being 2 different plants joined together, think of them as a sandwich sort of thing, because the outside one, the foliose, will be like the bread on the sandwich on each side, and in the very middle is where the algae is, and it gets enough contact with the outer air and sunlight so it can do photosynthesis, the algae, and form the food then that feeds these other parts of this household or this relationship. And another thing, when I do it's a lot easier to do a walk when you've got these things to point out, but one other thing I always say, for parents or grandparents who want to know about what they could get for their kids, these little magnifying things that are called loops. Mark, you know what I'm talking about. Do they call them a loop? Those little hand lenses that people carry around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's several different powers and sizes.
Okay. Well, anyway, there's one little one that I always like to take with me, and I always am sure I have a good, strong string, rope, lanyard, something attached to it, because when all the kids want to see and look at all of these little things that you're talking about, it's real easy for that little piece of equipment to fall into somebody's pocket and leave. So if it's got a string on it, somebody's going to notice. Anyway.
I'm always dropping it, so I put some pink flagging on
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But that's such a good little thing to give to little children, because even like table salt, you can look at table salt, it looks like ice cubes. But anyway,
oh, wow, cool. Now I want a loop.
Yeah, that's, let's see, what else? The man you were talking to earlier, talking about it being so dry. Well, whenever the first person who talked to you, probably 3 weeks ago, I didn't hear it. And at that time, we had a lot of moisture. So the lichens were really beautiful, full, plump. And when it's dry like now, they've lost their moisture. They're just waiting, you know. And I read that when a little lichen plant can hold 3 times its weight. So when we have wet time or dew or things like that, they plump up, and that's when they're so pretty and so noticeable. You know, that's when you need a loop to look at it. For people who are artistic and like to do dried arrangements, if you want to do some pretty little dried arrangements, miniature, you can collect a few of these pretty little shaped things and get a piece of cardboard and arrange them, you know, in some kind of a pretty little arrangement on your cardboard. Way you can study them better, you know, where you're not breaking them up or anything. So that was just another thing that I always tell kids, if they want to make something pretty, pick up some of those little guys.
Is there a season for lichen?
No, they're forever. They're always ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Calvin's raising his finger.
If the air is not polluted.
Oh, so the lichen is a sign that there's...
We've known that for a while.
Yeah.
And people say that, you know, well, you know, I have it, and I go, that's good. You have good, clean air.
Yeah.
You never find it or ball moss downtown. If you're by the courthouse.
Oh, that's interesting.
I always like point out, hey, you don't ever see lichen or ball moss next to the tree on the trees next to the courthouse.
Yeah, one of my one of my notes here is lichens are indicators of air purity, lack of pollutants. And where I live, there's not a whole lot of traffic like you would have downtown or in medical center or anything. And so that's why I'm lucky that I have a lot of opportunities to really look at the lichens. So let's see.
Yeah, and then I'm looking online, too, and they're different colors. There's a brilliant yellow one, and most of them are kind of the whitish-gray.
That's right.
Like your cup. Yeah, exactly. Is that what you're trying to point out?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And at the Ladybird Wildflower Center in Austin, they have a wonderful exhibit in a special area to study lichens. And, in fact, one of Betty Hughes' one of her students once made a collection of the different lichens he found, and she was so proud of it, and I have a copy of that picture of all of those, and yes, they are in different colors.
Neat.
And in Alaska, reindeer and caribou, they rely on lichens.
Huh.
But I never saw any when I had been in Alaska. I never really saw what the lichens were like. But one of the mornings at breakfast, we had a couple join us, and they were from Sweden, and he was a lichenologist. In Sweden, he was a professor. And I thought, how wonderful to meet a lichenologist. Who ever heard of it?
I have a feeling the meetings are very small.
Yeah,
when they have the monthly lichenologist meetings.
Right.
I don't have the drum for the rim shot, but
to me that was just a wonderful opportunity, or sort of a coincidence, you know, to meet somebody like that. So let's see if there's anything else. Oh,
okay. We're okay. We don't have to do it all today, Beth. You don't put pressure on yourself.
Well,
you can call us tomorrow and
that's
stuff.
That's why I hate to get on the phone because it makes me nervous. But I feel like a jackrabbit. And if you've ever seen a jackrabbit on an oats patch feeding, and you're driving in a truck, and you've got your little dog with you, and it sees that jackrabbit, well, it jumps out. And it chases that jackrabbit, and that jackrabbit goes one direction, then another.
You're doing great, Beth. All right, we'll make it a tease. So what are you going to talk about when you call next time?
Well, I don't know.
All right.
Well, thanks, Beth.
Yeah, you were going to get to another topic, so we'll wait for that for next time, okay?
Okay, I hope
Great
it's
job.
interesting.
We're
Bye.
liking it. Bad, yeah, it's an easy pun. All right, 210-308-8867. Very cool.
I don't.
Now I want to see more lichen. Oh. Yeah, so if I go to Hardburger, can I see lichen? Mark?
Huh?
If I go to one of our favorite parks, can I see lichen?
Yes, you can. So look at some of the branches that are falling on the ground, some of the dead branches.
Oh, okay.
And you see the lichen on top of
I think you might even be able to see lichen right over
Yeah.
over
Oh,
here.
just right over there?
Yeah.
Beyond down beyond the cream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. 210, that's Beth's report, also entitled
As You Lichen.
All right. Back in a moment with more of Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 on Boulevardy Road on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery. You're welcome to come out and speak to Dr. Calvin Finch, Mark Peterson, and I anytime you like between noon and 2. You don't have to be on the air, but if you'd like to, you're probably going to help some people out with your question. Or you can call us at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867, like James did. James.
There'd be a good... is there not James
yeah,
on?
James on the line right now. What's going on, James?
Well, I really like it when Beth calls in. She's neat.
Yeah, I like when Beth calls, too. Are you liking it? No.
Sorry.
Now you're
Okay,
kind of breaking up a little bit.
Sorry.
So hold your right arm up just a little bit to the
Gotcha.
kind of to the north, and then
tongue inside of the cheek.
Yeah, tongue inside the cheek, and you'll be just fine. What's going on,
Okay.
James?
I'm
that's
holding still. Hey, listen, I've got since I've been watering, since it's so dry, lack of rain, I've got ant issues now, fire ant issues. So in my they prepped up. They found my Meyer lemon in the 30-gallon container. So I got a container or a bag, I should say, of spinosad that I've had, I know, for a few years. I don't know how long. Doesn't have an expiration date on the package, or I couldn't find one. Is it still good? And I'm thinking I can put it in that container without, hurting the tree.
Yes.
Poisoning the tree, I guess.
I've never heard of a expiration date problem with it. I don't know. You, Calvin, you ever heard of spinosad going bad over several years? No.
Okay. But
Now,
I think it's
the one that's notorious is BT.
Yeah. But that wouldn't apply to fire ants on that, so.
Okay. So, yeah, it says use on vegetables and fruit and whatnot, but I wasn't quite sure if it's safe to use if it's a container-grown plant. So you're saying go ahead?
Yes.
Oh, it's safe on container-grown plants? Safe to use in a container?
Yes.
Good.
What's that? Spinosad?
Perfect.
Spinosad?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. What else you growing, James? What else is going on out there besides the fire ants attacking?
Okay.
James, have you planted any of the vegetables by seed? The only ones I've really had a good response are the radishes, let's see, what else? My rutabagas.
Yeah, you had an issue with your bush beans.
Yeah, I haven't seen any
James,
bush beans.
Did you have an issue with? Did you first of all? Did you plant? Yeah, green beans.
No.
Bush beans. All right.
The only thing I'm growing by seed is yellow squash right now, and
Okay.
I bought some seed online, and lo and behold, when the packet came in the mail, or was delivered, I should say, it was expired 2 months prior. So I got some old seeds. So I put 5 in the container, a big whiskey barrel type container, and only 2 came up. So I reseeded, and then just 1 came up. So I've got 3 of them in there. But I think it was more of a function of I guess they sent me some old seeds.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mark and I talked about the heat. That I think it's not unusual for a lot of those like carrots and beets and those vegetables to wait until the temperature breaks, and then they'll suddenly respond when we get those cool nights. And if we ever get rain.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know. That's the dilemma. They're saying it's going to be a dry winter, dry on top of dry. That's why I got ant problems now, because I've been watering my trees deeply this past week, and it's like everywhere I have to use a garden hose and a sprinkler, a ring sprinkler. And like when I water in one spot, and then when I want to move it around the perimeter of the tree, wherever it's wet where I water, the ants are already there. It doesn't take them long.
That makes sense. I hope we don't have a dry winter. Hope they're wrong.
That's what they're predicting. That's what I keep hearing on the news. The local, and be dry.
Another heat-setting winter. Gracious.
Yeah, not looking. It's not looking too good. But they've been wrong before, right? Right.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would ask something.
Life is that way, James.
Yeah. I'm good at that, being wrong. At least that's what my wife says a lot. Anyway, I ran across this article online. I want to get Mark and yours, Calvin, opinion. The city of Kyle, if they're going towards Austin, and Mark may know this already or know about it, they're going to spend northward of $900,000 to move an oak tree so they can widen the road.
I saw that.
Yeah,
you saw that. I'm concerned.
I saw
Is that tree going to survive?
Well, the chances are the percentage of survival is low. However,
that's what I'm thinking.
One of the reasons why it's so much is they are going to try to get as big a root system as they can and load it on a flat bud built around it. A lot of wood. Think of a big piece of pie is what they're going to do. Onto a flat bud, move it, and then water it on a consistent basis. They may add some juju, depending on the arborist in charge, and try to move it. However, the chances are low.
Well, I'm gonna guess that it's going to be successful, but it's just outrageously expensive.
Yeah. There are two extremely large live oaks that were successfully moved at the state capitol, and one of the originators of moving really, really big trees, he has since passed, but he had a pretty good success rate. And a surprisingly good success rate for these large trees. And he took a lot of time in developing or helping to assist that the roots are going to be survive in the transportation. So he was cutting and watering in certain areas, so it developed more roots in certain areas. And then he would be cutting outside that and making this huge box and to be able to move it. And he was successful at it. Hopefully somebody who knows what they're doing are in charge. If not, in fact, the company that this gentleman left. And I'm stalling because I'm trying to remember his name.
Oh, okay. Somebody will remember and call us.
Well, the money aside, I just hope the tree survives to move it.
Well, I hope so, too, with that amount of money.
Yeah, it'll be pretty expensive fireplace fires.
Do you remember how big it is? I don't remember. I just remember it was a really large tree.
No, they were estimating it was 400 years old.
Yeah,
wow.
That's what I remember from the article.
Why are you?
Most of the time, those are way over the age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Looking at the photo of the tree from like somebody's taking it standing, 15, 20 feet away from it, it didn't look to be 400 years old to me, because I got some. If that was the case, there's some large trees over here, not far from where I live, on the county line, actually Barrett County forked the road to go around this line of live oak trees that are probably double the size of the one they're saying is 400 years old.
Yeah, if I had to make a guess, I'd be kind of in the little less than 200 years.
Yeah. Anyway,
depending on if it's good soil and plenty of moisture, might even be less than that.
Yeah. So anyway, moving a large tree like that is a complicated process, and should be done over a long period of time. Not only pre-movement, but also post where they planted it.
$900,000 makes a big difference.
It does. It does. So I would say that that's about right.
Well, be thankful we're not City of Kyle taxpayers. Anyway. All right, I was just going to...
Or the city council the next time the vote occurs.
Woo! Didn't think about that one. All right, y'all have a good day.
James, thanks for calling.
Thanks, James.
All right, take care of them fire ants. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. And I'm glad he was liking... that pun's just never going to get old, is it? Beth's report. So,
well, not with you, obviously.
No, that's right. I guess I'll have to stop. 210-308-8867. All right. Let's see. What else do we need to talk about, gentlemen? When does that window of actually this may be different this year if it's going to be dry. And stuff. When does that winterizer window close? Is it closing pretty soon, or
winterize?
So, in other words, for the lawn, is it going to go dormant pretty soon?
I think you got all of October at least.
Okay.
And I don't know how much further you'd want to go beyond October.
Okay.
But maybe November 15th. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I was going to say that's about right. You want to explain why we're fertilizing right now?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, we're fertilizing right now so that the lawn grass it's in the midst of their conversion from a active top growth to converting to a storage situation, and so you want it to have plenty of time, the plant to have plenty of time to bring in that nitrogen, and then to also organize the nitrogen inside the plant roots before the plant gets to, as Mark often says, the plant is always relatively active, but it really reduces activity as the winter progresses, and so to be most efficient, you want it to have an opportunity in October to utilize those nutrients and organize those nutrients.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's not a simple process.
And so when you put the winterizer down, you should water within how long of putting it down, or should you water?
Well, it's a good idea.
I thought so.
You got within a week. You've got every week you can water if you're in San Antonio.
Yeah. No, I just didn't know.
Yes. Milton, what is your rule of thumb regarding fertilizer?
3, 2, 1.
No. Water it in.
Yes.
Water it in.
Water it in.
Water it in.
Okay.
Ideally, if you were planting this, you would moisten the soil
first,
and then apply fertilizer, then water it in as soon as possible.
Well, and ideally, that if you it'd be great if you get a rain,
Even better.
And then coordinate it with the when you can you do your weekly watering too.
I think Al is saying we've got a 20% chance coming up at different times this week, but that's it. Yeah, slight chance of showers Tuesday night, slight chance of showers Wednesday morning, slight chance Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, I think you'll have to probably rely on your
on your watering day.
Your watering day.
Okay. All right, 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. Yes, sir?
I was going to say, on that note.
Yes, sir?
Because I attended the San Antonio Irrigators Association meeting last week.
Partay.
One of the saws people made a comment, and then I kind of like went, oh, I have to think about that. Well, it's October, and generally we remind, I had to stop and think of it because I created this.
Oh.
In October, we start telling the irrigators to seasonally cut down their recommendation or their times or however they apply the water, the irrigation. So we want to make sure that they're reducing it. Why? Because the plants don't really need it all that much. They are going to dormancy, and they really don't need the top part is going in dormancy, and they don't really need that water. So they need to be cutting down.
Okay.
Now, in a situation where it's been really dry, yes, 1 or 2 watering during the month is important.
Yeah, but that's why that question you asked about the timing is important too. You really don't want to apply that precious nitrogen.
Yeah.
After you've stopped access to any water, because if it's going to be useful, the plant needs to be able to process it.
Right. So they are not going to absorb a lot of nutrients when there is no water in the soil, because they can't open up their stomates to make carbon dioxide. So there needs to be some water in the soil so they can open up to pull that water, make their food, and let the water and oxygen come out.
So that's why you do it ahead of time? Or is that why you do it at all?
Ease of it. To facilitate the process of dissolving and moving into the soil particle.
That's one of the reasons when your lawn has been subjected to the weather the way we've had it, it's not a bad idea. It's not unreasonable idea just not to fertilize in the fall, because your lawn grass, the timing's important. Your lawn grass has to be in good enough shape in terms of the roots and enough translocation to get that nitrogen organized, ready for the spring.
Okay.
So
if the grass is dead, you can't revive it with fertilizer.
Okay. Hey,
the weeds will like it.
Yeah.
Winter weeds.
Bert, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk to you in just a second, but we got to take a quick break so we can give you some time. Back in a moment with more Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Hey, and welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. All right, 210-308-8867. Bert from Chalmette is on the line. What's going on, Bert?
Oh, just having a good day. How's the weather out there? I got sunshine and a nice little breeze. And
we got a nice little breeze, and the sun's behind the clouds. So, yeah, it's really nice here.
Yep, so I'm starting on this garden thing. But what I wanted to ask, the question that I posed to Al, was I haven't, and Mark might be more applicable to you. Whatever happened, I don't hear about it on the news anymore, about this arboretum to the south of town.
Oops, I think they're still working on it. She visited us.
Yes, we had a lovely visit with the director.
Mm-hmm.
I forgive her for being from Ohio, but she was very smart and very competent. They're still working on that. They had about coming on eight weeks ago or 12 weeks ago. They had a burglary. Yeah, that one too.
Burglary.
In the main office down there. For those who don't know, we have the San Antonio Arboretum, and it is off of Pecan Valley on the southeast side of town.
It's still being worked on.
It's still being worked on.
Yeah.
They're working on a master plan and then implementing some of the master plan. But it's on the old golf course in that area, and it got lots of cool trees, lots of native trees, trees we don't often see in this area, and some really big. Once it's all together, but you are correct. We don't hear much about it, but that's not to say that nothing's going on. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work going on.
Bert, I interviewed her for our In the Loop program, and so you can find that just by going to 9:30 a.m. The Answer and find it, and you'll find the interview that we did. It's been about, I guess, maybe 2 months, but lots of details.
I might have heard that.
Oh, okay,
cool. I might have heard that one. Because, usually when I'm doing gardening and stuff or just piddling around the apartment doing tasks, as I have y'all on, it's like I call it comic relief sometimes.
Ah.
But, all right, so who was growing the Malabar spinach, and how is it?
Oh, I was, and it's still doing. It's got little black pods all over it and stuff. It's kind of stopped growing as much and not vining as much, but yeah.
Is it bitter?
You better get rid of those black pods, because next year, if you miss something, they're going to be all over the place. I can tell you that very prolific plant.
Okay.
Now mine has not produced any seed. It's got nice foliage now, but the key is to keep it watered.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do that. It's still mine's still in a hanging basket.
Okay, I got two things I want to introduce to this backyard first. One is I hear you all always talking about. I hear Mark mostly talking about Mexican sage. That it does well in a junkyard. It'll even do well.
Talking about Sinisa? The grayish.
I'm not sure, but Mexican. Yeah, I think people grow it as an ornamental, but I'm pretty sure most sages are edible. Just like most gingers, even the ornamental ginger is edible. It doesn't taste like ginger.
The deer won't eat it.
Yeah. So to one extent or another. So they have the edible herb or the herb sage, and then they have a lot of these native sages, which could be used in a pinch. I would say with the edible.
Oh, okay.
The last thing, do you guys, as chokecherry, I wanted to get them because I think, Mark, a couple of months ago also, or maybe 6 weeks, we talked about, somebody called up about cherry trees in hill country, and I was looking up for cherries, it would be a better bet. Now, is that considered a nuisance plant, or can I buy it at a nursery, or do you guys carry it?
No, it'd be a very rare plant because it doesn't get very big and invades riparian areas or other little moist areas. So it's not looked on favorably by farmers, ranchers, or the nursery industry as a whole. So you'd have to look for somebody that would have one, and I would say unless it was someone in the Gillespie County area or further east in East Texas or Northeast Texas, you wouldn't find much around there.
What close to this area? Because I love black cherries. They don't got to be sweet. I just love cherries.
Well, there is the escarpment black cherry. And as its name implies, you'd find it up in the hill country. And you could see some at Frederick Park.
Oh, yeah.
Up if you walk on some of the main trail, and you look up in these narrow little canyons, narrow little valleys where the water comes down. You'd see a lot of Texas red oak and some other trees in there. And you can tell from the bark. They do programs a long time ago for the children, and those were burnt potato chip trees.
Oh, okay.
You can tell from the bark. They look like Pringles that are dark, and that's what the bark looks like. So they do grow. Unfortunately, they have a little trouble when they come out of those secluded little canyons down here into San Antonio.
Okay, I got you.
Have you ever grown Mexican plum?
I've not heard of that.
Mexican plum is a really nice.
I will look it up, because, I was just looking for something to go to make like a corner spot on the patio before, it's just regular soil. Like I said, it's all cracked up, hard as cement right now, except for the ones that I have covered up with the cardboard, and to water them down a little bit.
Another one I like is that, which we discussed today, was the Texas persimmon. Those two both produce fruit. They're not commercial grade fruit, but the birds love them. I've
eaten a wild persimmon in Mississippi before, and they can pucker your lips.
Yeah. Eastern persimmon. Now, that's a really cool tree with really cool bark, but we can't seem to grow them over in this area.
What about pomegranates?
Oh, we can do pomegranates. It's not one of my favorite fruits, but we can do them here.
Like them for their... I've always liked them for some reason. I guess it was just because it made a nice red sticky mess when I was a child. That vision just jumped in my head. But anyway, thank you all so very much. And I'll probably call back tomorrow about with the garden update, because I just got it's just to fill in the knee wall that they had for the drainage problem. So my basic, I'm going to go with bales of hay as a filler. And then I'm going to get like 20 yards of topsoil dirt. And then just like I talked with y'all before about using the bales of hay as straw, and just use them as the center place to where to put the plants at.
Yeah. Man, Bert, I love the fact that you've gone from kind of wishing and a hoping to doing and a doing. You're Yes, sir?
Jerry, my grandfather had one. He said can't ain't in our vocabulary. So it was just surrounded by an apartment complex where now I have a nice duplex with a backyard and a garage. So I was like, now I can actually become Bert again.
Good. This is exciting. Yay, Bert. All right.
Hey, y'all take care. And like I said, everybody, life's a garden. Dig it.
Like it a lot. Thank you, sir.
Bye now.
Yay, Bert. The number to call, still time to sneak a call in, 210-308-8867. We're here at Millburgers, Dr. Calvin Finch, Mark Peterson, and we'd love to talk with you in person, but if you want to, you can just give us a call, and we will tackle the question there.
Let's remind everybody on the wildflower seeds. All you can get, if you want to get one of the mixes, like the Oklahoma, Texas, or the butterfly mix or the pollinator mix, and you can get almost any size you want from those internet producers, and they are generally reasonably priced, and the germination rate is very, very high. All three of those that we mentioned have excellent quality materials. But all you really have to do is the seed just has to make contact with the soil, and so if you want to take a rake and move some of the organic material so that it makes it more contact with the soil, you can. But it does a pretty good job. I think Milton and I had wonderful results just spreading the seed directly on that. Especially during these periods when our ground is not covered with weeds. So you would just spread it out there, and now would be the time, or into October even.
Here we had some mixes, right?
Yeah, we had some butterfly, bee mixes.
Hummingbird mix?
They even had a stock mix.
What is stock mix?
Stock plants. We talk about. Calvin and I always talk about.
Yeah, the stocks. Okay.
Yeah. Some sunflower mixes.
Okay.
I think in terms of wildflowers, you'd want things like coreopsis and
Are there? I wonder. There must be hummingbird mixes, right?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay, I figured
they were hummingbird mixes.
Okay.
Like I said, I would just think the included flowers, you would be better served to get one of the three that we mentioned. Again, Native American seed, wildflower seeds, and Douglas King seed that are more specific to our area.
Okay.
Go to their website, and they'll have a whole list of choices you can make.
Very cool. All right, 210-308-8867 is our number, but you may want to hold on. And don't forget, Millburgers is the place to come with your camera and your kids, or your camera and your grandkids, to take great pictures in the maze and the pumpkin patch. And there is just basically every type of pumpkin you'd want, and every size that you want.
Could they take pictures with us?
We're sitting right over there. Yeah, you can take pictures with us too if you like. You can take butterfly pictures. You can go in the certified butterfly garden and take some great pictures there of them caterpillars, as Calvin likes to say. But yeah, come on by and just enjoy. For more details, go to millburgernursery.com. That's millburgernursery.com. And so we'll begin to wrap up. But lots of butterflies in front of us. They're loving the lantana. And that is a particularly beautiful shade of the blue for the blue plumbago.
And some of these new varieties they're darker blue.
Yeah,
so
this is a darker blue.
People want. And the original ones or native one is a lighter blue.
Yeah.
Tell us, Mark, again what that bright orange red lantana is called over there.
Oh, wow.
Lots of different names. But that one is, I think, called salsa.
Salsa? That's not the one that I know. Salsa is not the name that he used. There was somebody looking for.
So the original one was called Dallas Red.
Okay.
I went over and looked at it, and then I wrote Patrick a little note.
Oh,
saying
good.
That was salsa.
Okay.
That particular one, I don't know. I didn't look at the name tag, but
I didn't notice it because when I sit here, the pole blocks my view. But that is outstanding.
Plant breeders are always trying to improve that according to the customer's desires.
Yeah,
and they want red.
And some plants are relatively easy to hybridize, and the lantanas have been.
So what we'll do, we'll talk more about that one tomorrow because I want to learn about that one. So we will say goodbye for today. Thanks to Al for doing a great job. Thanks to on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.